Coming up, things are about to get hot here at Universal Studios Florida in this week's episode of the DIS Unplugged Universal Edition. Hello everyone, welcome to this week's episode of the DIS Unplugged Universal Edition. I'm Craig Williams. I'm also here with the one and only Ryno.
Hello.
And today we are eating at Universal Studios Florida once again. I know what you're saying. Can you please stop eating quick service food? We are tired of it. Give us some table service options. Give us something different. Anything. Give us information that will help us plan a good Universal vacation. And to that I say, I'm sorry. We're doing the best we can one day at a time, and that's that. But we are here to have some food at one of the food trucks that's put out. I don't even want to call it the summer menu for the food trucks anymore because, you know, the food trucks are here all the time now. It's a part of this park. It is what it is. So we'll tell you more about that in just a second, but before we do, I have to tell you about Dreams Unlimited Travel. If you like our content, you want to support us, please consider booking a vacation through Dreams Unlimited Travel. It costs you no extra money, and you get the support of an awesome Dreams Unlimited Travel agent. So head over to dreamsunlimitedtravel.com today for a free, no obligation quote. I already said things are getting hot here at Universal Studios Florida, and yes, it is 93 degrees outside right now. And I don't even want to know what the feels like temperature is, but I meant it's about to get hot because we're about to have hot chicken. That is right. We are finally going to eat the Nashville hot chicken. We've had, I think it was Skiers once before. I'll look back and we'll figure that all out. But we have never had the Nashville hot chicken mac and cheese, and then there's like a biscuit one too. And so we're finally going to try that. From a lot of people I hear, it's the best of Universal's seasonal food, even though it's here all the time now. So let's not waste any more time. San Francisco is just steps behind us. We can get some chicken. It's gonna be a good time. Ryno, you hungry?
Yeah.
I'm hungry. It is extremely hot outside, so we decided to escape to Richter Burger and enjoy the relaxing air conditioning there. I don't know if that ended up being a good decision or a bad decision, considering there's pigeons flying all around and we see visible poop all over walls. It might be just a little dirtier in here than we remembered, but you know, we at least cleaned our table, so now our only fear is that a pigeon flies over us, drops feathers in our food, and of course, poops on us. It's very possible. It's very likely. Say, yeah. They're just there, biding their time. But we got the two options from the hot chicken food truck. That, of course, is the Nashville hot chicken mac and cheese, as well as the hot honey biscuit. I'm gonna go in first on the hot honey biscuit, just because that was served to us first, so I think that might be getting a little bit cooler than the hot chicken mac and cheese, but the hot honey biscuit is $12.99. It's crispy chicken thigh, hot honey, garlic pickles on a warm buttermilk biscuit with a side of apple cider slaw. And if you don't like hot honey, you can substitute Nashville hot sauce or golden barbecue sauce on the biscuit and the chicken, but we obviously did it the way that it was intended, as we always should. And the hot honey was scalding hot when it was handed to us, like burned the bottom of your hands hot, but now it feels like just a nice temperature and a big piece of chicken thigh. If I ran across this chicken outside, I'd be afraid of him. That's a big thigh, that's a big chicken. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do this as eloquently as possible, but it's a thick biscuit, it's a thick chicken. Here goes nothing. Let's start with the positives here. The chicken is incredible. You know, it's a perfectly fried piece of chicken thigh. And with the hot honey drizzled on top over the biscuit and the chicken, it's just this nice complement of a slight heat, a slight amount of sweetness, and then, of course, that saltiness from the breading and coating on the chicken. For me, the main problem, though, is the biscuit is just, it's not a flaky biscuit. This is a crumbly biscuit. And it's not holding up with the sandwich well. It's just kind of crumbling and falling apart. And that's making this very, very difficult to eat. So while I'm enjoying the overall flavor, it's just a very messy meal. And with a better biscuit, it doesn't necessarily have to be. But I'm gonna go in on this slaw. Just get a little forkful. It's very hard in this extremely tiny ramekin. Ryno's watching me literally just pour it out all over the place. Rather
just bring it closer to your mouth.
I should have just picked it up and shoved in one bit. So apple cider slaw, here we go. I don't have a lot to say about it. It is slaw. It's a very fresh slaw, and it has apple cider vinegar on it. So it's a nice acidic flavor to balance out everything else happening in the chicken sandwich. So I think I'm digging this one, minus the biscuit. But Ryno, why don't you give it a shot?
I think after watching you eat this, I'm gonna cut it and not touch it. I don't want sticky fingers, and the bun, your bun was, you were right about the flaky bun. It was just like falling apart while you were eating it. So I'm gonna try and get it all together on my fork. That's a thick thigh. You were not kidding about that.
And I do have very sticky fingers, so you are also correct about that.
You were once in a, I'm not gonna, not only did I use a fork and knife so that I didn't have to touch it, it was so I wouldn't get anything on my clothes. And then on top of that, it fell to floor one.
Oh no.
I mean, it's a decent piece of chicken, and it's very crispy. Oh, okay, here we go. I gotta get a picky. I'm not getting a ton of I feel like the honey at this point has all soaked up into the bun. But that also, it's like, maybe it's not enough. Okay, this one has some on the bottom. Okay. Once it's all together, it's good, but it's the same type of feeling I have with Mike's Hot Honey. It's like not really that hot, but then you get to Mike's Extra Hot Honey, and it's like someone lit an explosion in your mouth. There's no like in between. This feels like it's just a sweetness to it, and that might be what it's supposed to be. I'm not sure. I just thought it was going to be spicy the way it was spoken about to us, I guess. But I mean, the sweetness with the pickle and the bun, when it's all there together, it's good. But I do agree with you. I don't think this is the right biscuit for this. And it feels like something that, because it comes from the food truck outside, it's going to be a struggle. I don't know. It would be a little frustrating to me in the hot heat, like trying to eat this sandwich as it just crumbles apart and just adds a little bit of layer of stress. I am going to try this apple cider vinegar, whatever it is, slaw.
Slaw.
Just what it is.
It's slaw.
Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory, I feel like. I'm going to go on to the next dish, though, which was the Nashville hot chicken mac and cheese. It was $10.99. It's creamy white cheddar mac and cheese topped with crispy chicken bits tossed in Nashville hot sauce and green onions. So, wait, we got the Nashville hot sauce on this, not the hot honey.
We got the hot honey on that one.
It should be the same thing, but it's very clearly like these are a different shade.
No, that's Nashville hot. The other one is hot honey. Two different sauces.
The description is confusing.
It's not.
This is incredibly spicy. I'm not even kidding. My mouth is on fire. I regret that we do not have a water up here. The chicken is very good. I don't know that I'd go as far as to call it crispy. So the mac and cheese is those kind that's like the big shells. And when you have the chicken and the mac and cheese, it does bring the heat down a little bit, but there is a spice just sitting in my mouth right now, and I am gonna start sweating again, more than I already am. I think you'll enjoy this one. I just can't stop myself now. God, why can't I stop?
When we tried the chicken food truck over the holiday season, we did get Nashville hot chicken, but we got those as skewers, not as the mac and cheese. And I remember being told by people, you did it wrong. You should have gotten the mac and cheese, because the mac and cheese has now been there for so long, as has the Hot Honey Biscuit, but we just haven't done it. So that's why, part of the reason why we are here now with it. So I'm very excited. I hope this lives up to the level of spiciness that Ryno has just built in my mind. But I'm gonna start with mac and cheese only with the sauce. Oh mama, that is hot. That is hot. Wow, that is hot. It's a good thing that the mac and cheese is kind of bland, because if that was like salt heavy mac and cheese, like really seasoned well, I think between the amount of sodium in the chicken, the hot Nashville hot chicken spices and stuff like that, mixed with a salty mac and cheese, it would be like, I don't know what happens when you have too much sodium. I'm assuming you just pass out. I don't know. That's what would happen. I'm trying to process this all right now. It's very overwhelming. I am getting a little bit of the crispiness that you weren't getting to the chicken, but ultimately, I don't think it's super necessary. Like, even if it was just grilled chicken tossed in the Nashville hot sauce, that'd be fine too. I really like this. Is it the best Nashville hot chicken I've ever had? Absolutely not. But is it one of the better things I've had recently at Universal with food? Yeah, it absolutely is. I mean, it's for $10.99, it's a very filling bowl. It's a very heavy bowl, a lot of mac and cheese, a really good amount of chicken too. I mean, that's I honestly do believe that you could split one bowl between two people if you weren't super starving. I could definitely take it on my own, but it's a hefty portion, especially if you're on a hot summer day here at Universal. That would probably be a lot. Like, I'm gonna walk outside and I'm gonna feel terrible. My stomach's gonna start hurting. A lot of things are gonna go bad. But I don't want to jump to conclusions either. That's what the outro is for. So I think we're gonna keep nibbling away at our Hot Honey Biscuit as well as our Nashville hot chicken mac and cheese, and we'll let you know our final thoughts real soon. Ryan, we are back at the same spot where we started this, but now we're a lot fuller.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Full.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
I think for me, the clear winner was the mac and cheese. Mm-hmm. I think you were right about, like, there was a couple crispy pieces in there. It was a big piece of chicken, so it was like fried and then sliced up nice in there. I think you could easily split that dish with somebody if you wanted. I mean, if it's 100 degrees outside, I'd probably advise it. Otherwise, like you said earlier in the video, you're facing some, like, it's gonna weigh you down a little bit. But the hot honey chicken sandwich, the biscuit, it wasn't like it was bad. It just wasn't for me. It was just meh. I'm like happy we tried it, but I don't think I would come back and get it again.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't consistent. As we said, the chicken was pretty decent. I liked the hot honey sauce a lot more than you did.
Yeah.
The biscuit was an absolute disaster, so that really...
A travesty. That
kind of screwed things up. But I will say, too, the chicken thigh might have been overly fried in some parts, because where it was, like, really fatty, it did the thing where, like, the fat crisps up, like, extra much, and then it ends up being really tough. So even the chicken itself, while it tasted good, wasn't very consistent. So I'd have to kind of go with you. Well, I don't think I'll ever have it again. If it's something that you're like, yeah, I really want to try that, you know what, go for it. I just think you're safer off going with the mac and cheese with chicken, because you can get the hot honey sauce on it too if you really want to, and have hot honey chicken mac and cheese or the golden barbecue. Have it your way. This is basically Burger King, but that's actually in City Walk, the Whopper bar. So yeah, it's kind of not. But yeah, I would say for sure, if either of them sound appealing to you, if the Nashville hot chicken mac and cheese is like edging it out a little bit, just go for that one. With the price and the portion size, I think it holds up.
Yeah,
really good.
There's some interesting beers over here to be had as well, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, and
they have those here.
Well,
we didn't try any of them, but I think I've had them before anyway. So
yeah, we've had them before, and you know, if not, you know, you're right next to Bruce, so just stop at the bar at Chez Alcatraz and
get that shark drink everybody likes. The shark bite.
You can do that. You can get beer. They got lots of beer on tap. It's San Francisco.
San Francisco, baby.
What don't they have?
I don't know.
So, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard before that San Francisco usually smells like weed and pee, and it definitely is not the case here.
City's so nice, they kissed you twice.
Fantastic. Well, Ryan, do you have anything else to say about our dining experience?
No.
Okay. Well, that's going to do it then for this week's episode of the DIS Unplugged Universal Edition. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I understand these aren't the best episodes, but we're also trying to rush it right before I go on vacation for a little bit. So this is the scraps. Let's just be honest.
Like the chicken thigh itself.
Yeah.
So are the sands of time.
Yeah, we could have put more effort into this. We just didn't. We could have taken you back to the crepe stand, though, for like the 900th time. We didn't.
They got new crepes.
They do have new crepes. Maybe we should go there.
They got, maybe they got, no.
No, we're not going there today. We'll come back.
Chicken.
We'll come back for when you go on vacation next time, Ryan. That'll be the thing we sneak in real quick.
Perfect.
Fantastic. So that's going to do it for us here at Universal. Thank you so much, everyone out there, for listening and watching. If you enjoyed this and you're watching it on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave comments, questions, and video suggestions in the comments section. And if you are listening to this, please subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And if it's through a place where you can leave a rating and review, also do that for me. And if you want to support us even more, book a trip through Dreams Unlimited Travel. Get a free no obligation quote today at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. But that's going to do it for us here at Universal Studios Florida. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again real soon with another episode of the DIS Unplugged Universal Edition. But remember, we still haven't changed the name.